Have you ever thought about a love story that spans, well, practically an entire lifetime?
The kind that goes through absolutely everything.
Exactly. Not just years, but huge distances, immense loss, even, memory fading away.
It's powerful stuff.
Picture an older couple maybe sitting quietly together. You can almost feel their history hanging in the air.
Yeah.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that kind of story. It's about Bill and Dorothy.
Yes. From Honeymoon Aljabri's novel, Remembering Us.
That's the one. We're looking at excerpts, trying to really get to the heart of their connection through all the different phases of their lives.
So picking out those key moments, the themes that really define their bond.
Right. Our mission, if you like. And it's a journey, let me tell you. It's got incredible joy, real commitment, but also that sharp pain of loss, and then these completely unexpected twists.
Love's resilience, really. It's not always straightforward, is it?
Not at all. So let's start at the beginning. Early romance, back in Redmond. Think about Bill. Young guy, striking looks, blue eyes, ginger hair, and he had big dreams. Wanted to be a pilot, aiming for West Point.
Driven.
Yeah. And then there's Dorothy. Her smile is described as just radiant, like sunshine.
And their meeting was near the Redmond Fair. Sort of serendipitous.
Totally. Just happened upon each other. And there's this specific image that apparently just imprinted itself on Bill's mind.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
Dorothy on her bicycle. Just this flash of youth and energy.
Wow. It's funny how those small moments can stick, isn't it? Like, why that particular image?
Maybe it was just perfect.
Ooh.
Ordinary, but glowing somehow. Anyway, their first chat was, well, charmingly awkward.
But first chats often are.
True. They sort of tentatively agreed to go watch birds together at Lake Sammamish.
Bird watching.
Yeah.
Okay. A nice, gentle start.
And from there, it grew. Holding hands, laughing together. That bench by Lake Sammamish, it became their spot.
Right. Their place. It shows how those shared little things, they build the foundation, don't they?
Absolutely. It's not always grand gestures. It's the quiet stuff, the shared moments.
Like bird watching becoming their thing.
Exactly. And we hear about Dorothy's father giving his blessing, kind of protective, but maybe he saw something solid there too.
A sign of the times, perhaps, but also maybe a recognition of something real between them.
Yeah. And you get these lovely little scenes, picnics by the lake, stolen kisses, real young love stuff.
But it sounds like even then, Bill had a serious side about commitment.
He really did. A deep respect for love, for what he was finding with Dorothy. It wasn't just fleeting.
In Dorothy, she was his cheerleader, right?
Oh, completely. Bill, you got this. That was her line. For West Point, for sports, everything. She just believed in him.
That's huge, having someone in your corner like that.
But here's the touching part. Even with all his own dreams, Bill was genuinely scared about leaving her when he was getting ready for college.
Wow. Even that early on. That says a lot, doesn't it?
It really does. Shows how deep that connection already was.
What?
It wasn't just excitement for him. It was also fear of losing that connection.
Almost foreshadowing the separations to come, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. And speaking of challenges, they did have their first real fight in the car during a drive.
The classic car argument. Happens to the best of us.
Right. But the key thing is they immediately decided they needed to learn how to handle conflict.
That's mature. Seeing it as something to work through, not run from.
Yeah, and Bill actually made this heartfelt promise. He said it would be their first and last major argument.
A bit idealistic, maybe, but the intent is powerful. He wanted to protect what they had.
Definitely. And underlining that commitment, before he even left for West Point, he went and asked her father for permission to propose.
Wow. Okay, that's serious intent. Respectful, too.
Very. Then came the airport farewell. You can just feel the emotion, the promises to make the distance work.
Tough moment, knowing you're facing years apart.
And Dorothy started writing him these letters, addressed to her future husband.
Oh, that's lovely. Letters were so important back then, weren't they? A real physical connection.
Such a lifeline. They both put in the effort to keep that flame alive across the miles.
And Bill was just counting the days until he could see her again, especially for his graduation.
Her support meant everything to him. So yeah, those early years really cemented things through the good and the tough bits.
Right. Building that solid foundation. So, what happens next as their lives move forward?
Well, Dorothy graduates as valedictorian, no less. A huge achievement.
Fantastic.
But Bill isn't there. He's away, so it's a little bittersweet for her.
Yeah, you want your person there for those big moments, don't you?
Totally. And she's dreaming about their future, imagining this trip to the Serengeti together. Shared dreams.
That's so important. Having those things you're looking forward to together, it binds you.
Then comes the wedding day. And there's this detail. Her dress is a legacy item, maybe passed down.
Oh, that adds such a lovely layer. Connects them to family history.
Right. And the ceremony itself sounds just joyful. Two lives becoming one.
A beautiful picture. But life rarely stays simple, does it?
No. Bill gets deployed. Sent to a war-torn country. Suddenly, reality hits hard.
Ugh, that changes everything. The fear, the distance, the danger.
His letters home are different now. And back home, Dorothy is dealing with her own anxieties because she finds out she's pregnant.
Oh, wow. Well, he's deployed. That's incredibly tough. And scary.
She actually hides the pregnancy for a while, goes to stay with her father, finds comfort there.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Needing that support system, so those letters become even more crucial.
Absolutely. They're the only bridge between their worlds, holding on to that connection.
That tangible link must have been incredibly precious. How do couples even cope with that kind of stress and separation?
It's hard to imagine. Then their daughter, Bella, is born, and Dorothy's sharing Bill's photos with the baby, trying to keep him present somehow.
Bittersweet doesn't even cover it, does it? Joy mixed with such profound worry and absence.
And then, the absolute worst news arrives. Bill's plane had crashed. He's presumed dead.
Oh no, just devastating, unimaginable grief for Dorothy.
Shattering. Her whole world, their future, just gone. How with a newborn baby.
The strength it must have taken just to get through each day.
But life does find a way to go on. Eventually, Dorothy finds comfort. And then a new love with a man named Jackson.
Okay. Healing happens. Connection is such a fundamental need.
And Bella, their daughter, forms a real bond with Jackson, too. It shows how families can reshape themselves.
Definitely. Love finds new paths. It's not about replacement, but connection.
Then, years later, comes the twist that sounds like something out of, a novel. Bill returns.
After being presumed dead for years.
Yeah, but he's not Bill. He has amnesia. He goes by Yang.
Amnesia, so he doesn't remember Dorothy or his past life.
Not at all. He'd built a whole new life in Laos. He was married to a woman named Natal, and they had 2 daughters.
Wow. A whole other family. This is incredibly complex.
And get this, one of his daughters is named Natal, but the other is Diana, which was Dorothy's mother's name.
Whoa. A subconscious link, maybe? Even without the memories, that's chilling.
Right. So eventually, his Laotian wife, Natal, passes away. And somehow after that, his memories start to return.
His memories of being Bill, of Dorothy.
Yes. He recovers his past, and he decides to come back to Redmond, bringing his daughters with him.
Okay, this is intense. He's coming back to a life he doesn't fully know anymore, and Dorothy has moved on.
Exactly. And the moment he arrives back, it's at Dorothy and Jackson's wedding.
No, at the wedding.
At the wedding, he walks in, Dorothy sees him, and the shock is so huge, she literally faints, collapses.
I can't even imagine. Disbelief, terror, joy, grief, all hitting her at once.
All of it. It just completely shatters her reality. Her past, presumed dead, is standing right there as she's committing to a new future.
So what happens then? The emotional fallout must be immense for everyone. Bill, Yang, Dorothy, Jackson.
Incredibly complex. You've got Bill grappling with his lost years and this other life. Dorothy torn between the past she mourned and the present she built. And Jackson, the man she was marrying.
How do they even begin to navigate that?
It's messy, complicated. But somehow, amidst all that, a possibility emerges for Bill and Dorothy. A sort of second chance.
Second chance. After everything.
Yeah. Fraught with difficulty, obviously. They have separate histories now. But their daughter, Bella, she's the living proof of their original bond. And now Bill has his other daughters, too.
The children become this tangible link, don't they? Connecting all these complicated threads.
They really do. But life keeps throwing curveballs. Later on, Bill and Dorothy face more heartbreak. They lose a pregnancy.
Oh, that's tough. More loss on top of everything else.
Yeah. And we see their relationship continue to evolve, through the eyes of a friend, Sarah. The dynamics shift as they get older.
Love isn't static, is it? It keeps changing, adapting to life's seasons.
Definitely. And eventually, they make the move into assisted living together. Angel living. Entering their twilight years.
So they're together in the end phase.
Yes. And this is where we see a different kind of love emerge. Love facing aging, illness.
How so?
Bill starts developing Alzheimer's. His memories are fading. And Dorothy, she becomes his memory keeper.
She becomes his anchor to their past. That's incredibly poignant.
Her patience, her unwavering love as she cares for him, helps him remember. It's deeply moving. She holds on to their story for both of them.
That's selflessness. cherishing their shared history even when he can't access it anymore.
Their daughters see this, and they decide, with love, to bring them back home.
Back to their house. Back to Redmond.
Back home, and back to that bench by Lake Sammamish, their spot.
Full circle in a way.
Yeah. And Bill, in moments of clarity, perhaps, expresses a wish. He wants his ashes scattered by the lake and in their backyard, the places that hold their life.
Rooted in their shared places. And Dorothy.
Her wish. It's simple, profound. She just wants to be wherever Bill is.
Wow. That says it all, doesn't it?
It really does. Then the story reaches its final chapter. Dorothy passes away peacefully in Bill's arms.
Oh, together till the end.
The family gathers at the lake to scatter her ashes, fulfilling that connection to their place.
And Bill, how does he cope? Especially with the Alzheimer's.
It's heartbreaking. He has moments where he understands she's gone, and moments of deep confusion, asking where she is.
That must be so difficult for the family to witness.
Terribly. But interestingly, Natal, his daughter from Laos, named after her mother, becomes a real source of comfort and support for him in his grief.
That's a complex but beautiful turn. Connection finding its way through unexpected channels.
And Bill, in his own way, expresses love for both women who were central to his life, Dorothy and Natal, his wife in Laos.
Acknowledging the truth of his whole life, the different loves he experienced.
Exactly. And the sisters Bella, Diana, and Natal, they find their own solace together by the lake too, after both parents are gone, sharing that legacy.
Lake Sammamish really becomes a character in itself, doesn't it? Witnessing beginnings, endings, healing.
It does. Bill's life is ultimately remembered as this testament to love, yes, but also sacrifice. His military service, his passions, the complexity of his journey, his love for Dorothy, and his Laotian family.
A rich, complicated tapestry.
The final image is the family by the lake, reflecting on it all. The enduring power of their parents' love, in all its forms.
So reflecting on this whole journey through remembering us, what's the big takeaway?
I think it's really about the sheer resilience of love. How it adapts, changes, endures incredible challenges. We saw young romance, love surviving war and separation, finding a second chance against all odds.
And then evolving into that deep, quiet commitment in later life, even through illness and memory loss.
Exactly. And it's not just romantic love, it's familial bonds, those unexpected connections, like with Natal's daughter supporting Bill. It shows the strength of the human spirit.
Even with immense sorrow woven in, the love remains the lasting power.
Absolutely. So it makes you think, doesn't it, for you listening, what does enduring love really look like?
Yeah, what parts of this resonate? What sacrifices, what connections, what unexpected turns shape how you see love's power in your own life or in the stories around you?
It's definitely something to mull over. And if this story, this glimpse into Bill and Dorothy's lives moved you.
You can find the whole story in the novel.
Right. It's Remembering Us by Honeymoon Al-Jabri, available on Amazon and as an ebook.
And there's a nice offer too, isn't there?
Yes. The author, Honeymoon, has kindly offered that if you enjoyed this deep dive, this review, just drop us a message, let us know.
And she might send you a free ebook copy.
Exactly.
Yep.
A lovely gesture for anyone who connected with this incredible story.